Hey there. So, moms, dads, what I'm sharing with you is the fact that I have taken the time and put the time in to make myself a routine that includes self-care. So, I've gone to the hairdresser, got a real haircut and dye. I've taken makeup lessons and I'm practicing right now. I have set my schedule with my workouts right in my calendar. And it's totally understandable that you have a lot of things going on, and I get that. We all do. But without taking the time for ourselves, we really are not there for the rest of our family. And by not being there, I don't mean that you're not physically there for them, but you really aren't able to give them your best self. And I know it's hard because though I'm not a parent, I was an assistant principal and a teacher for the past 20 years. And I generally couldn't even use the restroom without being bothered, as I'm sure that is an occurrence in your home regularly. And I was not able to even make a doctor's appointment without having to feel guilty or taking the time out of the day. And it would always be, oh, well, I have to catch up on what I'm doing, so I'm not going to take care of myself and go to the dentist or go to the doctor or whatever I needed to do for myself, let alone take it to the next level and actually go get a massage or get my nails done or something like that. So I found that more recently, it wasn't just because I had the time, that's part of it, but it's really a matter of I'm worth it, and realizing your worth and knowing that, yes, you should be taking care of your family and devoting your time to your children. Of course, that's definitely part of your life and your lifestyle. But does all of your time and energy have to go to them? And when it goes to them, are you devoting, good time and energy? Are you just devoting exhausted time and energy? And the moment we're feeling exhausted, we've already passed that point, and we need to catch ourselves prior to then. So if you're in an exhausted state, you've already passed the threshold of what is healthy. So I'd love to hear some of the things that you've put into place and how this is working for you. And if you haven't put these things into place, I'd like to challenge you to one thing this week, put it into place for yourself, some sort of boundary. Maybe it's a workout, maybe it's drinking a certain amount of water. I don't know what that thing for you needs to be. Maybe it's just not responding to text messages within 3 seconds. It's putting your phone down and letting people know that you're not available at every moment. Like, their emergency doesn't have to be your emergency. So with that being said, I really hope you do take this challenge on, because I think you, as well as the rest of your family, will be better off for it. And as time goes on, they'll start to realize that these boundaries are serious, that if you're consistent with them. I have a lot of parents that I've worked with, and they're struggling to either get their teen to listen to them, get them to decide, yes, I want to do coaching. And when it comes down to it, you're the leader in your home. And if you're leading by example and you're getting help for yourself and you're taking care of yourself, it's just what we do in our family. It isn't about, oh, they don't want to. Of course, at first we don't want to. Like, half of the battle is getting to the gym. It's not necessarily the workout that you're doing. So I really think that it is very important to be the leader in your home and to take the time for yourself to be you, because you oftentimes lose yourself in your kids. And I know this as a fact from my mom. she definitely put us first, which I greatly appreciate. And by no means do am I ungrateful for that. But what I do see in hindsight is that she missed out a lot on her life. And thankfully, she's able to live her best life right now. And she's, taking care of herself, though I wish she would take care of herself even more and better. But she is doing that. So it is really important to catch that now. Because one, it's going to help you, and it's going to model for your children. So we're a family that's healthy. We're a family that eats well. We are a family, what are your values and beliefs as a family? We are spiritual. We believe in wellness. We reach out to for help when we need it. That's a very important one too. And recently I've noticed that when I am feeling stuck, I'm noticing a lot more of my patterns. And when I am feeling stuck, in the past, I wouldn't reach out. I would just keep struggling, and I would, just keep trying to make it happen. And honestly, it was futile, because I would not try, and I would, in my head, be trying, but I would really actually be stressing. And I wouldn't be doing the things that I really know I could do because of self-doubt, because of fear of failure, because of being a perfectionist. And I've recently realized that it isn't about, the outcome. Yes, we want that outcome, but it's about the journey. So ultimately, if we take inspired action, that's the best thing we can do. So if you realize we want to change this as a family, or, we want to become better at X, Y, and Z, taking inspired action and then changing course is better than taking no action at all. And when it comes to coaching, it's all about action. It's definitely a place where we can really feel uncomfortable, because we're digging down into these limiting beliefs that we've had for so many years. And these limiting beliefs are not comfortable to rehash. And the nice thing about coaching is we determine what those limiting beliefs are, and we change them. We write new decisions for ourselves. We don't wallow in them. We learn about them, and we spend time thinking of, the reasons why we feel a certain way, act a certain way, have a certain behavior, and that's great. And then we work to change those, because basically what that's doing is holding us back. So whether your teenager is in sports, whether they're in theater, whether they only play video games, whatever they might be interested in, it can be holding them back because of their beliefs. So a huge thing that I've learned recently is to release these. And it's not that it's difficult to do, we just sometimes don't want to do it because it's uncomfortable. And just because we're uncomfortable, we kind of shy away from it, and we say, oh, we're good, we don't need anything, we like everything the way it is. And what that comes down to is it's fear that if we change, what's going to happen. It's new territory. And to be honest, every time you do things that you once might have been afraid of, and you go ahead and take care of it and do it, you realize, oh my God, I should have done that so much longer ago. So just like this makeup, how many years did I go with not necessarily knowing how to do my makeup really well? I know it might not seem important to some people, but it really brings a lot of confidence, makes me look really good. I like it. It's a new skill. I love learning new skills. And you know what? All I did was need to take a couple hours of time out of my day to make it happen and go to the class. So it's kind of like that with coaching. Oh, my kid doesn't have enough time. Oh, we have too much going on. It's literally 45 minutes a week max. So if you're looking for your teen to really change and transform, that's what coaching does. And that's why it can be a little bit scary for people, because you're really transforming. But ultimately, once you transform, you never look back, and you can't believe that you've engaged in such behaviors for such a long time prior to this. So, it really makes a lot of sense for all kids to have a coach, because it's something that's going to be with them for years. It's not just on the baseball field, and not just, in the band. It's not skills that you're only using right now in your life. It's skills that they are going to keep with them for the rest of their life. And it's also patterns of behavior that they're going to let go and no longer have to, in their 30s and 40s, try to let go of, because they let go of them in their teens and 20s. So imagine if your teen could let go of the, behaviors and thoughts that aren't serving them right now, so they don't have to take this into their 20s and 30s. And yes, we can frame it around school and friends and extracurriculars, and they can become much more stronger individuals, much more resilient, much more self-reliant, much more independent leaders, without stress, anxiety, overwhelm, all of those things. And as you as a parent work on these things for yourself, you'll start to realize that you're going to change your patterns and not be handing these down to your teens anymore, because you're handling your stuff and it's not being put on them. And it might not have been put on them purposefully, but it's natural behavior to kind of act a certain way and be more comfortable acting a certain way with those that you love. So if that's something you're looking to move forward with, now is a great time. And I can't stress enough or tell you enough that you're really going to see a change within your teen and a change within yourself. And that's why a lot of times I work with the whole family, not just the teen, because it's really a family affair and it's really motivating. I mean, I work with my family on these things, and we coach each other through things. Even though I don't have them right here with me where I live right now, we coach each other from afar, and we keep each other on track. And we share with one another the things that we're going through and the challenges we're having, and then we take action and we motivate ourselves and help to motivate one another. And this is something more recent that's happened in my family, and I'm really proud and happy that they've kind of stepped up into this and have wanted to do this with me. And it wasn't something that I came out and said, oh, we have to do this. I kind of bugged them a little bit about it earlier in maybe a couple years ago, and they kind of are whatever, this coaching thing. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it was because they saw me, doing what I've been doing, and that motivated them. But they've kind of come out of the woodwork and said, I really want to dig down in these things, even though it's uncomfortable. And sometimes they're like, oh, can you give me more work to do? And I'm like, honestly, that's pretty much enough for the week. I'll give them one assignment per se. And then during the week, they're like, thank God you only gave me one assignment, because this was a lot. And so sometimes it seems because it's your emotions and it's your thoughts and beliefs that are really ingrained within you, you really need to take the time to take care of yourself while doing this. So, it might be that you really need to take some time alone to work on some of these activities versus, being around everyone. And that sometimes, is really where you find a lot of your clarity. So I guess what this video is about is really encouraging you and your family to want to create transformation for yourselves and to do it through coaching. And if I'm the coach for you, that's awesome, because I'm really happy to be helping people. If I'm not the coach for you, that's fine, because I really would hope you would find another coach that you might gel with. I mean, and that's why I ask people to jump on a 15-minute call. It's not because I'm trying to sell them something and I'm being pressury and all that kind of stuff. I just want to see if this would be a good fit and if I would be able to help your family, and if you would be the kind of person that is, you know, decisive and a leader and really like a go-getter and says like, I'm going to do what I need to do for my family regardless. I'm going to get resourceful. I am going to, you know, take my family to a whole nother level. Whether they're in it right now or they're going to get in on it soon, I'm going to do this. And it's really going to be a whole team effort. And that's what the call is about. The call isn't necessarily what you might be thinking. So one, I encourage you to also, if you have any kind of interest and curiosity, just you're curious. You're like, hey, I'm curious. Let's find, 15 minutes. Let's find 15 minutes together and let's talk. And I'll just see where you sit and see if this is right for your family. And I've been doing that recently, and I've been meeting some really awesome people, and I've been helping them. And really, that's what this is all about, is how can I best serve you and your family and making the transformations that you're looking for, and maybe some that you aren't necessarily looking for that will be good for your family as well, that you're not even realizing at this point. And that's what a coach does. They push you. They push you beyond what you think you can already do. Because if we didn't push you, what would be the point? And so it might be, like I said, uncomfortable at times, but that's what it's all about. It's like, how can I get you to see that you're worth it? And you can do this, and you can do that. And this was meant for you. So I enjoyed this time with you, and I look forward to speaking with you further. And I want to show you, see how the makeup came out. What do you think?